How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to the Cosmic Ray channel. I am your host, Cosmic Ray. Tonight, I wanted to talk a little bit about a story time with Cosmic Ray. I have a couple of stories I wanted to go through, and depending if I can get done in time, I don't make it too long for you guys. But just something I just wanted to share. Now, most of the stories that I would talk about in the Storytime Cosmic Ray series is usually have to do with like a lot of dreams, that I have that come into like reality or just dreams in general. And like all the story times of Cosmic Ray, these are all true, and everything I'm saying it is all from me. This isn't something that's made up or something I've heard of or anything like that. These are all real things that had happened, to me, or real experiences or real dreams. And I do share dreams, with you guys. But I do like to point those out. So a couple things. One, I want to talk about a story regarding lightning and rain, and also I want to talk another about chemtrails. So regarding the ones I want to talk about with the lightning and rain, and the other, like over the past like a couple weeks, like a couple weeks ago, there was like a tornado warning in an area that I live, and it's usually unlikely when you talk about the city that I live in and have like some type of tornado warning. It's usually one of those things that's kind of like unheard of in a sense. And so there was definitely some rain, and it's been a long time since there was rain, and it was raining for like the first time like in a while. And I had my two boys with me, and we were just listening to music and also like banging on like pots and pans and making little drums and whatnot. I say that only because we were kind of like somewhat celebrating in a sense that it's been raining and there's like thunder, right? Now, it got to be so loud that my kids were actually somewhat scared, which is not usually likely. And we're all loving the rain, we all usually love thunder, but it was just so loud. And when we heard about a tornado warning, we're like, what the hell? Like, no way. Like, that's not something that happens in this area. So it was definitely kind of odd, and so we were just like, just loud because it was making a lot of noise, for the thunder and whatnot and the rain. So we were just banging on the pots and pans, and this was at nighttime. I don't know exactly what time, definitely past like 8 o'clock. But it was still loud, like neighbors wouldn't be able to really care or anything like that. The rain in general was already loud. So me, being a pluviophile and being a like an urban shaman, if you will, a yoga empath. I love the rain, love lightning, love thunder, and whatnot. And so I was just kind of like, like woo, like yelling out loud, kind of just loving it, just feeling it. Like all three of us had like really just a high vibration, high energy, if you will. So I was when when we were trying to do, like before that, when we were trying to make like popcorn, I touched, I don't know, I had like this weird thought or feeling in my mind, and I touched the microwave. And I don't know if you have had this happen to you, which I'm sure you have. I know this is not, when I say this, I know it's not nothing like where it's like it's common, but I know it's not anything where it hasn't been heard of. Usually when someone who's like empathic or someone who's very like in tune with like vibrations and whatnot, sometimes we're not supposed to be allowed around electronics. And so as I touched the microwave, and I keep in mind, there was like this raining thunderstorm, so I thought it had to do with that. But everything else, the power in my house was just fine. So say what you will, but when I touched the microwave around this time, it's like bzzz, and then it didn't work. And I tried different power outlets, so I was thinking, well, maybe it was the rain, maybe it was something with the thunder, lightning, maybe just whatever reason, just messing it up. And, it wasn't working. So other devices, other things, electronics were working just fine that plugged into the wall. So it wasn't just that. So my kids and I, when we left, went to go to a retail store, got ourselves a microwave so we can make sure we have that. So that was one little thing, and then of course we did the pots and pans and everything, and started playing the drums and being loud and kind of celebrating the lightning and rain and whatnot. And people you say like when you count the thunder, or I'm sorry, when the thunder and you see the lightning, you kind of count the seconds in between each one. That kind of gives you like the like the miles or wherever you live, a distance away. So these were like about a good second apart, and there was times when like I said, we were very loud, very like just high vibing. It was just we just had just a bunch of energy, and I go outside and I'm like wow, like screaming, and I was like yes, and then I hit my hand on the ground, like like really really bright. Um, Something very too close to the house happened, and like this could have been all very very coincidental. I'm trying to be somewhat logic into all this. Um, I'll just say it's coincidental. Some say it was kind of synchronistic on the other things that were happening throughout the day, but it was a good omen to me, and it felt really great, to have this rain, have this thunder and lightning. It was one of those moments where it made me feel good. It made me feel right is right, and being with my kids in that moment, just embracing the moment, itself, not worrying about the past, the future, or anything, just that moment, just having fun with them, and just celebrating something that we love. And it did happen to be something earthbound, or um, something along with the elements. It was very great, and it was something that very got close to my heart, and I loved it. It was one of those best moments, that I had in a while. Okay, so now with that aside, story number two. Story number two has to do a little bit about chemtrails. It's not much of a real story, just more like commenting and whatnot. But there's something that's happened to me. As you've heard in some of my past videos that I talked about chemtrails and seeing stuff in the sky, I had this weird dream about the clouds, about something where the clouds were following me. The clouds had these very misshapen clouds. Sorry, where they didn't look like normal clouds. And of course, sometimes you look in the sky when it's a nice sunny day, and you're like, oh, that cloud looks like it's this, or it looks like that, or whatever the case, right? Like whatever shape that's going on in your mind, right? That you're thinking that you see. In the dream, it was felt like it was closer to like a spacecraft kind of thing. Like it was just in the shape of something kind of odd. Nothing were too noticeable, but just something where, like in this dream state, it felt very real that like these clouds, as I was there, it felt really um, like it was like in disguise, whatever you want to call it, right? Now, I've had, I'm about to tell you guys something crazy, or at least I thought it was crazy. So, you know how when you guys hear the high-pitched noises, the frequency of the beep? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about tinnitus. That is a serious thing. So I'm not trying to make fun of or having light with something like that. If you do have ear, certain type of like ear things going on, with that, definitely something to be checked out. But when you're healthy, if you will, and your ears are good, you hear the ringing in the ears, and of course some of it is due to but not from tinnitus or anything like that, or like hearing loud music in your headphones, all of a sudden you start having ear issues and other stuff. But you start hearing, this is what people call, you start getting downloads, um, that when you're hearing those rings or high pitched frequencies. I've had that many times, with other people in my house at the same time, like, hey, did you hear that? Like, oh yeah, I heard it like 30 seconds ago, or like, oh, I had this, or this is longer, or something. So I've had it where it's been going on for like a long time, like, and it's like high ringing. You're like, what the fudge is going on? Now I've had those. I had those downloads. I had the hearing, the ear thing going on. High pitched noises and frequencies, right? So if you had that, in the real world, you're just listening, and all of a sudden you start getting the downloads, you start getting the high pitched frequencies, and it could be other things going on, too. Well, I'm sure you guys know cosmic surfers, and I'm a little, I always find myself a little strange, unusual, or unusually strange. And have you guys ever had that in your dream? Like I'm being serious. Like I've never had that in a dream before. I never dreamt I had the ear thing, where you start hearing the high pitched frequency. Now, don't get me wrong, maybe in subconsciously, like while I was in the real world, like sleeping, and maybe was having that, and then in my dream, where was going on in my dream about these clouds and stuff, I was hearing these high pitched frequency sounds. My ear, at least it feels like a ringing sound, and it was just more like a tone, like dee, kind of thing. And I've had that obviously, like I said, in the normal world, but I've never, ever, ever, ever had that in a dream state or in a sleeping state. Yes, as you can see, I never had that. Whew. So I know this is real. I know this is happening. I know this is something that's more of a sign for me, given I'm seeing with the candles. I just before I just want to make this a quick video, so I just want to just I don't know. I know I don't usually do quick videos, but that's something that I've had. And in this dream state, I had this ear ringing, and it freaked me the hell out in the dream, because I thought it was going on in real life. I really thought it was real. And then I woke up, I'm like, no way. And then I started thinking, when you start freaking out, you're like, all right, calm yourself down, it's just a dream. But then I started reflecting on it. I'm like, wait a minute, I just really had the ear thing, like the vibrate pitch frequency in my ear. I was getting downloads while in my dream, like while dreaming that I had this. Like, well, what is going on, right? It was very weird for me. Kind of odd experience. Um, so what I know, I kind of wanted to go back a little bit about regarding the clouds and seeing that, because I know I was saying this was a dream when I was seeing these clouds as if there were like shape of other things, like a spaceship in disguise or something in disguise, right? Or just something hidden in the clouds, whatever it is. And today, well, and the next day, I started seeing more stuff about chemtrails. Didn't really do a video about it because I was like, yeah, whatever, it's just chemtrails, not that big of a deal. Could be something where people feel it's like a conspiracy or not, or whatever. It could just be whatever, right? Just ice crystals. Anyways, so, but lately I've been seeing this like a lot, like just crazy, just like a lot of like the X's and going like this way, and not seeing this, not seeing the the plane that did it or anything. It's just like on my way to work today, I saw it. It was in clear skies, and it was very odd. And then I looked back when I was about to get into work. I saw like where the clouds were. Yes, like I saw where the clouds was like this, or like the sun was trying to just burst like through as if it was like this, right? Like a little light just like that, like coming through, and then these clouds are kind of just like this, or it's like kind of blocking it, like in a cone shape, and it's like this, like outwards, and you see like the sun just kind of just blazing through, kind of just like with like little light, just like that, light just coming through, and it was odd, and people just saw me, looking up in the sky, probably like some weirdo, but I was just, just looking up, yeah, just looking at the sky, and I noticed there was something going on, and I'm like, well, what is it? Obviously I don't know. I can't just up and away and fly up there and figure out what it is. And it just really started freaking me out a little bit. And on my way, just driving to work, it just seemed odd. Like every like certain parts I was hitting, which should be different sections of where I was at of the city, or different parts of in different cities, if you will, where it was in the same direction. I started noticing other chemtrails, other things that were going on, and then seeing like the way the clouds were, and it just didn't look right in the neighborhood. It just did not look like normal clouds. So no, I'm not saying there's like spaceships flying overhead or anything like that. Nothing yet. Nothing where I'm getting that concrete, things. I'm just wanting to like let the masses know, boom, they're already here. Which you guys already heard me say, for the most part they already are. But nothing where it's like, oh, they're finally everything, is coming to play. Nothing like that. Um, it's just one of those things where I don't know. I just feel like I needed to say something today. Something about it. I don't know. Maybe you guys are getting this too. Um, and maybe the collective is starting to slowly start incorporating this, into our lifestyle, just to kind of like get little like hints, little breadcrumbs, little planting the seeds kind of thing for something bigger to happen. And who knows? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm starting to pay attention a little bit more. Maybe I'm just having one of those days where I'm just finally noticing something that's been already there, or or it could just be no big deal, and I'm just having to look up and la di da, just seeing some random things, right? So I know I try to be somewhat logical in all this, because you can always wrap yourself too much into this and get lost, right? Until I find out more, until I start probing more, and maybe do a little bit more meditation, and stuff, I'll figure it all out, right, soon enough, which I have been. So it's just something I wanted to kind of share with the collective, and just in case, in light and love, are there any entities or any what I call the vibrational outline? Yes, about vibrational outline and or interdimensional beings Yes, thank you. I kind of figured. Um, yeah, they're with us, right? With us right now. Yeah, I've been feeling it. I'm feeling it right now. So yeah, they're definitely been with me lately. You know, I know it's not a video about that. I know I'm totally sidetracking. My apologies. Um, I've been seeing a lot of that too. Like right before I post this video, you know, like in I always say it's like kind of invisible-ish. Well, I did see something in the mirror that was dark, not dark as in scary, dark as in negative entity, but dark like a shadow like across the mirror. And I kind of was like, wow, that's the first time I actually seen something that was like you know, a different color, if you will, something that was out there. So that was kind of odd. Just as you see the shadow or kind of like a shadow outline of myself, it was dark. So, um, yeah, see, I'm not lying for sure. So, just to get sideways from that, today has been a tough day. I will say that today's been kind of rough. All right, Cosmic Surfers, I love you all, and no, please comment. Let me know, have you guys been seeing any chemtrails lately? Maybe this is something I'm supposed to at least initiate this conversation, initiate something, to everyone to kind of let them know. And obviously, I know I didn't go in depth about chemtrails of what they are, only because I'm sure you guys already know what those are, and there's been a lot of conspiracy theories. I'm sure you guys can look it up. Maybe people a little bit more in depth that can tell you what they are. Besides, ice crystals forming, in the skies when it's a high altitude temperature. I'm sorry, cold when it's up in the sky, and then something like a jet or an airplane has heat and that pushes it out and it messes up with the air. And of course, when people feel like conspiracy theorists, like there's something that's being pushed out with those vapors and everything else that comes from the engine, and it's like messing up the atmosphere and whatnot. Some people feel it's like a chemical reaction and or what was it? Yeah, like it's messing up like the ozone and whatnot, and it's pollution, it's air pollution in a sense, but also it does like feel like there's something in there that they're secretly dropping to messing people's heads or messing people's with whatever or their frequencies. I don't know, but anyways, with those dreams that I've had, and the thing that happened with me with the lightning and the clouds, that's also partly clouds, lightning, thunder, rain. um, also with this, with my dream that I had about chemtrails and about the ringing in my ears and about me seeing these chemtrails after the day afterwards and also recently and then also today going to work, it just all really just just hit me. And I wanted to talk about other things today, but it just that was the first thing first three things I kept thinking about when just right when I hit record, just bam. So that's all I want to talk about. So sorry I don't have anything too crazy with you guys, but just let me know. All right. I will say thank you all, from the Cosmic Surfers to the people who are new to this channel or new to what's going on. People who are just waking up to spirituality, to knowing who they are or who they're becoming, to the interdimensional, outer dimensional, the vibrational outline people, to the spirits, to our spirit guides and angels, to people feel aliens, people feel ghosts, people feel the people that moved on, passed on, they're watching over us, they're here. People who know about the simulation reality, to the 3D matrix that we've been, starting to understand about certain rules, about trying to let go of control and trying to understand who we are as beings. Um, just want to say thank you. Thank you all in love and light. And I appreciate you in this collective conscious, of life and reality. Thank you for being you. Thank you for doing the things that you're doing to be positive, to raise your vibrations, to help raise, my vibrations, to help raise all living beings of creation vibrations, and something positive. We are cosmic surfers. We all always keep going through those waves, of life, whether it be fun, high and lows, it's ebb and flow of everything, with water, of karma, of cosmic, of just space and time. And for all those people who have been getting this Back to the Future uh, synchronicities, just want to say much love to you. I had one of those today again about Back to the Future. Someone randomly talked about Back to the Future, and today, and it was a crazy experience. So let me know if you guys are getting these Back to the Future moments about time and about what time means to you. All right, my friends. Yasumi, good night, love, and peace.